the Gospel of Matthew during the weekdays. And this will go for something like siguro at least 3 months. So June, July, August, September. Yeah, mga ganon. Until about the beginning of September. And only then we will shift to the Gospel of Luke. And with the Gospel of Matthew, which we start today, we are starting with chapter 5. Sabi dito na si Jesus saw the crowds. And what he did was go up on a mountain. It's not really a very high mountain, but he went on a mound. And on the mound, he began to teach them. Ito pong senaryo na to, parang gusto ni St. Matthew po ipaalam sa mga Hudyo na noong panahon na yon, si Moses umakyat po sa isang bundok, ang pangalan ay Mount Sinai, at doon tinuruan siya ng Diyos. At ang itinuro sa kanya ay yung 10 utos. In fact, it was written or it was etched on tablets of stone. Sa bato po, itinaga po sa bato ang tinuro ng Diyos, which is actually ang kanyang utos, pero ito po ang kanyang kalooban, kanyang kagustuhan. Sinasabi ni St. Matthew, meron tayong bagong Moises. Ang pangalan niya ay si Jesus. At kagaya ni Moises, umakyat din siya sa bundok. At siya na mismo ang nagturo. Hindi din siya nakipagtagpo sa Panginoon. Siya ang Panginoon, siya ang Diyos. Siya mismo nagturo. At ang kanyang itinuro ay parang bagong anyo ng 10 utos. Actually, 8 lang. Ang 10 utos po mga kapatid is made up of 2 parts. Yung hinggil sa Diyos, 1, 2, 3, first, second, and third commandment, at yung hinggil sa ating kapwa, starting with honor your father and your mother, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not steal, which is the same as thou shalt not covet your neighbor's goods. Number 10, thou shalt not commit adultery is the same as thou shalt not covet your neighbor's wife. Number 9. And finally, number 8, thou shalt not bear false witness. So, hinggil po sa Diyos, I am the Lord your God, you have no other God but me. You shall not use my name in vain, and honor me, go for your Sabbath rest and pray during Sabbath. No? Keep holy the Sabbath day. So, si Yesu Cristo rin may 8. Pero 4 hinggil sa Diyos, 4 hinggil sa kapwa-tao. Ano po yung hinggil sa Diyos? Blessed the poor in spirit. Hindi lang yon. Blessed those who are mourning. Blessed are those who are meek, lowly, and blessed are those who hunger and thirst for holiness, for what is right, for what is according to the demands of God. Ito pong 4 na to, poor in spirit, number 1. Sabi nila, there are 3 kinds of poverty. The poor who have nothing, economic poverty. The poor who have no one, emotional poverty. Mas malala po yun. And the third is the poor who have only God. Ang tawag po doon, the poor in spirit. Sabi ni Jesus, blessed are the poor in spirit. Ang second kong gusto sabihin dito sa 4 na to ay, blessed are the poor by whom? Who blesses them? Kasi blessed by, obviously, by God. Kasi po, in a Hebrew fashion of speaking. Since the second commandment says, you shall not use the name of God in vain, they never even want to mention the word God, Yahweh. So they skip the word God in any sentence. And the best way to skip it is put it in the passive voice. Instead of saying, I bless you, blessed are you. So this verse says, God blesses the poor in spirit. God blesses those who mourn. God blesses those who are lowly, humble, meek. And God blesses those who seek, who long, who thirst, who hunger for holiness, for what is right. God blesses. Ano po yung those who mourn? Yung inaantay nila, makasama ang Diyos. Yung hinahantay nila, yung oras na makarating sila sa kalangitan. Tuloy, they are never satisfied with this world. So they are called mourning. Not because nagluluksa kasi may namatay. Hindi. Nawala sa lupang ito that will satisfy their heart completely. They're still yearning, they're still longing. And what is that? God. So the poor in spirit, those who have God and only God. Those who are mourning, those who are never satisfied with anything in this world because only God can satisfy them. Those who are lowly, meek, humble, because only God is great. And those who yearn, who thirst for God's commandments, God's will, for what is right, na aayon sa tama at kabutihan, kasi ito ang kalooban ng Diyos. God blesses them. Pinagpala sila ng Diyos. Ang tawag po sa kanila, mapalad. Tungkol naman po sa kapwa, ano yung apat? Ito po yung apat eh. Blessed are they who are merciful. May awa. God blesses the merciful. God will show them mercy. They will be shown mercy by God. Blessed are the clean of heart. God blesses the pure heart, the single-minded, the single-hearted in their intention when they relate with people. God will call them his children. They will see God. Blessed are the peacemakers. They will be called children of God. God blesses those who create peace and not trouble, who seek unity among his relations and not division, not anger or hatred or cutting off, but bridging. And finally, blessed are they when they are persecuted because they defend the rights of others. That to them belongs the kingdom of heaven. Ito po yung 8. 8 Beatitudes po ang tawag natin. Pag in-spell nyo po ang Beatitudes, sabi ng iba, BE means basic 8, E-I-G-H-T, attitudes. The basic 8 attitudes of a follower of Christ. Yun po ang ibig sabihin ng 8 ito. So kung si Moises sinabi sa atin ang turo ng Diyos sa 10 utos, si Jesus nagbigay naman siya ng 8 beatitudes, basic 8 attitudes. Yung nais maging kabahagi ng kingdom of heaven. Yung nagpapasakop po sa Diyos, sa Panginoon. Ito pong 8 to, pag-uusapan in the next text of Matthew in the coming days. Puntahan po natin yung first reading. Si Elijah po. Siya po ay merong masamang loob kay Ahab na leader kasi pinayagan ni Ahab yung kanyang asawa na hindi Hudyo, si Jezebel, ay magpa-proliferate, magparami ng mga false prophets because they worship not God, Elohim, El, but they worship a false god, Baal. Sabi niya kay Ahab the king, the Lord, the God of Israel, whom I serve, hindi magkakaroon ng ulan sa mga taon na ito. Not even dew until God will say it will come. So sabi ni Elijah kay Ahab, goodbye. Hindi na tayo magkikita. Ang tagal ko nang sinasabi sa iyong, hintuin mo na yung asawa mong Jezebel na yan to bring in more and more false prophets. I tell you, magpapahiwatig ang Diyos ng kanyang sama ng loob sa iyo bilang hari ng Israel. Kasi inililihis mo ang mga tao sa tunay na worship, mawawala ng tubig. Hindi uulan, magkakaroon ng salot. At sabi niya, hanapin mo ako, hindi mo ako makikita. And God told Elijah, punta ka ron, Wadi Kerith, east of the Jordan. Kabila po, the Jordan River. Ang Israel nasa west side of the Jordan. Si pumunta sa right side, no, to the east. Sabi niya, dun ka sa stream. Wadi is a stream. And drink from there. Tapos, umaga't gabi, magpapadala ako ng ravens. And they will give you bread and meat. In the morning and in the evening. Tapos, drink from the stream. Kita niyo mga kapatid, here is a prophet, faithful to God, while there will be drought and therefore famine in the land, God brings his faithful servant and will provide for him day and night with a raven who gives bread and meat and a wadi, a stream for water to live. So, subaybayan po natin itong dalawang storya. Sa gospel, si Jesus ituturo sa atin ang tingin niya sa ibig sabihin ng Ten Commandments. Ang ganda po ng description, no? Sino bang taong talagang who love God with all your heart, with all your mind, with all your soul? The poor in spirit. Those who have only God are never satisfied with anything in this life because only God can satisfy. And for this, they are humble. They accept the greatness of God. And therefore, they seek the righteousness. They seek to do His will, His demands, His holiness. Pero hindi lang yon. Ang second part mo ng Ten Commandments tungkol sa kapwa, starting with honor your father and your mother. At apat po tungkol sa ating sabo. Do not kill, do not destroy the body, the limb, the life and limb of a person. Do not take away the dignity. Thou shalt not commit adultery. You should not steal the possessions. So, ang tao, may katawan, may buhay, may dignidad, meron kanyang makagamitan, possessions, at meron kanyang magandang pangalan. Huwag mong sisirain niya. Dito, mas positive. Dito sa huwag, ang sabi ni Jesus, ito, merciful, di ba? Pure of heart, pure intention, peacemaker, and isinusulong mo ang kanilang karapatan ayon sa katarungan. those who fight for justice for the oppressed. So yun daw ang makakamit ng buhay na walang hanggan. And Elijah is one of those in the Old Testament. For our response